So this is my first time here, so I don't know. Does it have to be straight or bent? Okay, 1 minute. Okay, right, perfect. So hey guys, welcome to my channel. To those of you that are new here, this is my face. To those that will be asking questions, this is Afia Shalom Oto-Obong. This is Oto-Obong. Yeah, so welcome. If you are online or if you're here, please let me know in the comments. Just send an emoji or something. Let me just see if you're present. Yeah, waiting. If you're online, please let me know in the comments. Just send an emoji or something. Nobody. All right, we move anyway. Great. So before we go ahead, a short prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you so much for this opportunity. Right from the first time I saw like this whole dream or vision stuff, I was not so certain that this was like I didn't know if this was ever going to materialize and all. I was scared and every single thing, but I really thank God. I thank you that you've been able to bring this to reality. I commit this. I thank you for the previous classes. I thank you for the success in all of them. I was able to take some reviews from some people and they were like, wow, it's benefited them a lot. It's been you, only you, oh God. And thank you so much. And I commit today's class into your hands. I pray that as we forge ahead or whatever it is that we're going to learn or talk about today, that it's all going to be to your glory in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Can I get an amen from you guys? Just write it in the comments. If you guys want to say anything, just write it in the comment section. Yeah, there's this comment bar where you can just write whatever you want to say, actually. So before we go straight, I just want to give yeah, today we're supposed to talk about the last nugget, the 10th nugget, and also some questions that you guys have. I hope you guys are ready with your questions anyway. So yeah, the very first nugget we talked about right from the beginning of the class was believing in yourself. I just want to give a brief of all the things we've been going through because I know some people didn't really have time to look to go through the whole messages. Some were complaining that it was long and all, but I just want to give a brief of everything so we can really comprehend. The very first thing we talked about was believing in yourself. Now I know in this exam, this whatever we're facing right now, this jam that we're talking about, it's like something that like pressurizes us. We're trying to fulfill the expectations of others. We're also trying to fulfill our own expectations. So it's not very easy believing in yourself. But I was able to point out that believing in yourself, irrespective of how difficult it could be, it's something that's very possible. Yes, self-confidence is not just about how you feel on the inside. You feel that you're not going to make it. You feel, okay, I can't succeed in this. No, that's not what self confidence is about. It's not really about feelings because we have a lot of feelings and feelings are like irrational. It's more about how you attend to those feelings. Are you going to make those feelings part of you, or are you going to make those feelings like rule you? Are you going to make those feelings reign over you, or are you going to fight against those feelings? Because in the end, if you come out victorious, right, all those feelings are definitely going to disappear. Yeah, that's just it. So that's about believing in you. Second thing we talked about was research, and this had to do with your course, your university. Yeah, you need to find out the requirements they need and try to meet up with it. Okay, because these are the things that are going to really you're going to really determine if you get into school or not. Now, let's say your cutoff mark is, let's just say 60%, and you you didn't plan ahead of like you didn't plan ahead. Researching helps you like understand that okay, this is the particular cutoff mark that I really want, and I have to work towards it. So for me to work towards it, yeah, you have to plan out. Oh, if I get this in JAM, I should be preparing for this in post-UTME. So it really helps you calculate and move ahead. Now, the third thing I talked about was access to right resources. Now, in this situation, that comes with pressure. A lot of us tend to be very desperate. So, due to this desperation, fake people from different places can just come with anything like, take this, it's going to help you pass, take that, it's going to help you pass, drink this, read this, watch this, or anything at all. Yeah, so different people can come with different things, solutions for this your problem that sounds like an easy way, but you know that anything worthwhile is not easy. So you have to be able to let go of the wrong resources and focus more on the right resources. Yeah, because the more time you spend on the wrong, the less time you have for the right. Now, moving on, I talked about setting realistic goals. Sometimes we want to prove to others that, okay, yeah, fine, I can ace this thing. So we start giving ourselves like very, very high scores. Like, I want 350 in JAM, I want 400 in JAM. You know, all the scores, like, what are you aiming for? I'm aiming for 400, I'm aiming for 500, or whatever. Yeah, this is where you need to like know yourself. Like, with the way you studied and with the way you're preparing, where do you think you can get to? Now, I'm not trying to tell you that you should have lower aims, because it's very advisable to have an aim that is high, so that even if you want to drop, you won't drop so low. Yeah, you just drop a little bit. But then you make sure that the actions that you place, like, it goes hand in hand. You're not just going to say, I'm going to get 350, and you're not doing anything to get that mark. Okay, so you have to make sure that your actions are also like in alignment to your goals. That's what it means to have realistic goals, right? Moving on, we talk about knowing what works for you. This is very, very important, because like I said, a lot of people are going to tell you, oh, you should do this, you should do that. In fact, they always said in the class, to those that attend in the class, is not everything that works for someone that might work for you. So knowing what works for you really helps, because yeah, it helps you know that, okay, yes, like, these things are the things that would work, like, if I decide to put it into action, stuff like that. Yeah, and I also explained that knowing what works for you, you would not know what works for you unless you try. So you have to be open. Don't like restrict yourself to the knowledge you already have. Yeah, these are the only things that work for me, I'm not taking any other thing else. So when people give you advice, when people try to talk to you, when people give you let you know things that worked for them, try to be open, try to try them out as well, make attempts to try them out as well, because who knows, what worked for them might work for you. But the whole idea is you have to be open to suggestion, but don't let those suggestions, like, be selective about the suggestions you make a part of you. Yeah, that's what knowing what works for you is about. And the next thing I talked about, nugget 6, was improvement pills tricks. I said Improvement Pill was a YouTube channel that I usually watch, that I really like, helps in studies and all. Now, so they talked about three things in that video. I sent the video to the group at the end of the class. The first thing they talked about is implementation intention, where you have to be intentional about, you have to make appointments when it has to do with studies. Yeah, because most of the times why we don't study is because we tend to procrastinate a lot, or we just say, okay, fine, when I get back from wherever I go to, yeah, I'm going to read. Yeah, you're not just setting time, you're not setting a time, you're not setting a place for it. So it's like not so organized. When you eventually come back, you'll be like, okay, I'm going to read, I'm going to read, I'm going to read, until something comes up and you don't eventually read. But if you have a certain time and a certain place, oh, when I come back, when I get home, I am going to read by probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and in your study room. Probably, yeah, that's realistic. So when you have that at the back of your mind, by 2:30, you'll be like, oh yes, I'm supposed to read by 3 o'clock. So you try to rush things up so you can meet up to that time, and then you read. It's easier that way. So that's what implementation intention is about. And then next thing I talk about was chunking. The reason why people don't really like to like read when they see a huge book, a book that is like close to 200 pages, and like, to sit down and read it in one go is like so discouraging for them. But if you already have it at the back of your mind, or if you're able to break it down, okay, I'm going to read one chapter per day, one chapter per day, one chapter per day. That makes it easier for you. So when you come back, when you're like, okay, fine, when I get home, I'm going to read the next chapter of that book by 3 p.m. in my study room. That sounds like, yeah, I can achieve this. Yeah, it's just a chapter, and chapter could be like 15 pages or so, which is something that sounds achievable. But if you're like, I'm going to read that book, that book sounds like very, very big. So you really need to like consider chunking as well. And then the next thing I talked about was temptation bundling. That is like attaching something you love to do with something you need to do that you don't want to do. So I asked people on the group, what are the things that you prefer to do instead of reading? And they said stuff like, I prefer to listen to music, I prefer to watch movies, I prefer to read novels. It's just so funny that we love reading other books, but we don't really love our school books and stuff, So yeah, temptation bottling is more of attaching what you love. So let's just say what you love is watching a movie. You want to watch this particular movie, right? How about you say, okay, if I finish reading this, right, at the end of every chapter that I read, I'm going to watch a movie, like a particular season of a movie, or is this season they call it? I'm not a movie person, so I don't know. A particular season or episode of a movie. Yeah, that sounds okay. Let's rephrase that statement again. So when I get home, by I'm going to read the next chapter of that book by 3 p.m. in my study room, and then at the end of every chapter, I'm going to watch an episode. Your mind is like, your mind loves reward actually. So like your mind is like, wow, at the end of every chapter, I feel so good about myself because I get to do something that I love. So that's something that could also really help you in your reading or your study pattern, your study life. And then the next thing I talked about is know yourself and help yourself. I'm trying to wrap this up because I don't want us to stay here for so long. It's getting dark already. Yeah, know yourself, help yourself. This has to do with your distractions. When it has to do with reading, reading is like something very like distractions are inevitable. Yes, they're always going to be there. Yeah, it could be your phone, it could be whatever. Did I ask about? No, I didn't ask about your distractions. Kind of. Did I? No, I didn't. Yeah, so it could be your phone, it could be every other thing, actually. It could be your thoughts as well. My thoughts happen to be one of the things that really distracts me, not even my phone, because I think I've gotten over my phone when it has to do with studying. Yeah, I just know I'm supposed to keep it one side. So when I talk about know yourself, help yourself, this is where you have to list out your distractions. Yes, list them all out, and then know the ones that like try to figure out ways that you can stay away from those distractions, and then just like work towards that. Yeah, it's going to really help you. So list out your distractions, find ways that are going to help you get over the distractions. If your phone is your distraction, I said something, I don't know if it's on the group chat or if it was to someone who was talking to me about it. I said, like, when I'm reading in school, when I was still in school, yeah, my phone could be a very big distraction sometimes. So I'll just plug in the charger, leave it downstairs. We have a study room, which is like at the last floor. So I just leave my phone in my room with my roommate and then go upstairs to go and read. I can stay there for like 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Yeah, there was a time I stayed there for 5 hours, and then I came back with that at the back of my mind that, oh, as I'm coming back, I'm coming to press my phone. No guilt, no feeling of distraction or anything. Just going to focus on my phone. So like having that at the back of my mind that, oh, when I'm sure I'm going to press my phone, that kind of thing. Like it helped me like over there. So I was able to concentrate because my phone was not with me. You get that kind of thing. So you need to list out your distractions. What are the things that distract you a lot, and try to minimize them. The eighth thing I talked about, the eighth nugget, was normalize taking notes, and this is very, very helpful, because one thing I realized is that while reading, while studying, when we take notes, that it helps us to be present. A teacher can come to the class and they'll be like blah 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 blah, or like as I am now, talking, and like, oh my god, what's this girl talking about? Yeah, if you have a note, like I want to pick something that Oto-Obong is talking about, you'd pay more attention. Why? Because you're interested, you're keen, you want to know like the next valuable thing I'm going to drop. So as I'm really talking, you'll be paying so much attention because you just want to write the next valuable thing. Get what I'm saying, right? So having making notes or taking notes while you're studying, even in your studying period, is going to really help you a lot because it makes you feel present, it makes you interested in what you're reading, what you're studying, and it also helps you for record purposes. Like few days, I said something in the group, few days to the exam, you really don't want to go to your textbooks or you really don't want to go to your notes. You rather go to a place where you've jotted down all the what do you call it, all the valuables, all the things that you feel like are very important, and then just revise through it, right? So that's it about taking notes. And then the ninth nugget was put your learning into practice. So we have been here since the 18th of April that I started this tutorial. Yeah, been talking and talking. Do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. Yeah, nothing is gonna work. I said something in the group that someone said knowledge is power. Knowledge is not really power. Someone said knowledge is not power. Knowledge is potential power. It only becomes power when you put it to action. So all the things that I've been talking about, all the things that you've been learning, like you go for different tutorials. I'm sure some of us are like in close to like 3 to 4 tutorial groups. Just want to get as much knowledge as possible, because of that fear that I don't want to fail this jam. But see, all the knowledge I have stored up in here, if you don't work it out, if you don't put all of them into practice, you ain't gonna see no results. Yeah, that's the truth. So you really have to try. I know it's not gonna be easy. I know it's not easy. Some of the things I'm saying like this, they're not easy for me too as well. But you need to focus on the prize. What do you want? Want to gain admission into school, right? I said something at the beginning of the class, when it has to do with believing in you. I said you need to give yourself a list of whys. Like, why do you want to gain admission into school? At least anything that just comes up into your head, give yourself. Those are things that are going to push you. I'm telling you, give yourself a list of whys. Why do you want to get into school? Because all my mates are getting into school. That sounds childish to some people, but it's a very important thing. Write it down. My mates are getting into school. Why do you want to get into school? Because I want my education to be fast. It may not sound so to some people, but write it down. Any why that you have, anything that comes to your head at that moment, why do you really want to go into school? Write it down, my dear. So like when you feel like backing, oh, this is so hard, I don't know, I can't do it again. Then you now think, hey, look at all these things that are written down like this. Shall I stay at home again? Shall I do? No, I can't. No, I can't. That is something that is going to push you to like work. When I wanted to write my post-terming, I was thinking about so many things. Hey, I'll fail this thing again the second time. No, I can't do this. No, I can't do this. I spent literally 1 week. I had to leave my house. Sometimes I was sleeping in church. I was reading like fire. I'll tell you, in my life, I don't think I've ever read that much, as much as I did. But I was thinking of all the things that are going to happen if I don't pass it. So you need to put that in place. Focus on the prize. What's the prize? Your admission. Your admission is your prize. So set your eyes on it. When you focus so much on the prize and ignore every other thing around you, it's going to be very easy for you. Not very easy, but it's going to be easier for you to pay the price. So that is now the 10th nuggets that we've all been waiting for. Have you been waiting for? I see 3 people viewing this. Can you just say hi in the comments? Let me just know. Yeah, the 10th nugget is it's not late. It's not late at all. Because I know so few people came to my DMs and they were like, well, like I don't think I can do this anymore. It's just how many days to jam and this and that and this and that. My brother, my sister, it's not late. Okay, let me be honest with you. When I wanted to take my post-terming exams, I'm using my post-terming mostly because I feel that was the time I was very serious. Yeah, I was more serious in my post-terming than every of my jam. Yeah. So when I wanted to take my post-terming exams, they kept on postponing it. They postponed it from September to November to December to January to February. In fact, I was already tired. I was like, well, see, I'm not reading again. I'm tired. I'm not doing this again at all. So yeah, that was it, Sha. Until in March. It was March now. When did we write our exam? Yeah, we wrote our exam March 6th. It was in February that they told us, Positemi is on March 6th though, and then it was 2 weeks to the exam. But like these people have come again with their rumors. Well, me, I'm not reading, I'm not taking anything serious again. Well, anything I want to happen should happen, But it was later I started seeing it all around the internet. University of Ibadan, University of Ibadan, University of Ibadan. I was like, oh my, it's as if this thing is true. And I think they sent something to our portal also that we should start applying for or we start preparing for the positemi or something like that. Like, oh my, this is true. And I had just 1 week. Yeah, fine. I've been studying. I was studying like for a long time. My mom even hired a private tutor for me back then. I was studying, yeah. But I just dumped everything. I was not serious about it again until I had to 1 week to my exam. Just 1 week. I'm sure it's 1 week you guys have or more. Just 1 week to my exam. I abandoned every. I. It's not too late though. My brother, my sister, it's not late. And if you keep putting your mind on that, it's late. It's late. It's late for me. I don't think I can do it. It's late for me. It's late for me. To be late for you. That's why I talked about believing in yourself first of all, because I feel like that's a major platform. Yeah, it's not too late. There's still a lot of things that you can achieve under 1 week if you decide to arrange your time, if you decide to split your time. Okay, these are the things that I can do. These are the things I want to achieve. It's not too late. You've been trying your best. You've been giving it your all. Sometimes it feels like you're not doing anything, but it's not too late to pick up and continue again. It is not too late. That's all I want to tell you guys. That it's not too late. It's not too late to believe in yourself. It's not too late to make research and start working on calculating on your scores on how it's going to be. It's not too late to stop engaging in the wrong resources and focusing more on the right resources. It's not too late. It's not too late to start setting realistic goals. It's not too late. It's not too late to know what works for you and stick with it. It's not too late. It's not too late to even start out improvement pills tricks like implementation, intention, chunking, and temptation bundling. It is not too late. It's not too late to know yourself and help yourself. It's not too late to normalize taking notes. It's not too late to put your learning into practice. It's not too late. It's never late. Just keep pushing, keep being the best you can be, keep trying, keep trying. I'm telling you, anything can come out of this. Something can come out of this. Don't give up now. Don't give up now. I need you guys to think of all the money you have spent, the money that you spent for tutorial, the money that you have spent for JAMB, how you suffered in that queue. Because I know I was coming back from school. After they announced the strike and all, and I looked at that CBT center, the one that is what's the name of the center? I don't remember. I can't really remember. I looked at one CBT center that's close to Lawansi. Yeah, I looked knowledge where I looked there. Sick crowd. I'm sure it's very. I know how it was now when I wanted to take JAMB. Like the crowd was just too much. Remember how you suffered. Remember how you suffered to get JAMB form. Remember everything. Some people they never suffer that much, but they paid high amounts to their lesson teacher, like 11K. And so because I was hearing prices, I'm like, how far? Remember everything that you've gone through. Remember the people that are counting on you. Remember the people that are believing in you. Remember the goals you have for yourself. Remember your dreams. Remember why you want to go there. Remember why you want to gain admission to school. Remember all these things. It's not too late. This should be enough push for you to go ahead and fight for your dreams. Yeah, I think this is all I have to say. So going into the major agenda for today, question and answers. Please, did you guys bring your questions? I think like 3 people here. Can you write something in the comments? Like just write something in the comments, please. I just want to know if you guys are present. Are you following? Can you write something in the comments? Please. Please. I need your question though to answer. I'll just go home. Any questions? All right, then. I'm just going to take some questions that I already got from some people coming to my DMs and all. Yeah, very soon this class should be over since you guys didn't comment any questions from me. Yeah. So frequently asked questions. The very first question I got, not the very first, but the first question on my list was past questions versus notes. Like, which is more important? Should I focus more on past questions or should I focus more on my notes? I'm going to tell you what worked for me anyway. I yeah, I wasn't like past questions and notes. I want you guys to understand that past questions and notes are both very, very, very important. They are, but they serve their importance in different aspects. I would not advise you to to start reading past questions when you don't even know anything in it. All right, so the advice right now here is when you go to your past questions, right, you try to solve them, try to solve every of them. The first thing I would advise is to note your mistakes, note the things that you failed, note the things, yeah, and try to find the answers at the end of it. When I was like that initial time when I was still into past questions, you know, I used to go back to check my mistakes. I used to go back. And it's your mistakes when you fail it, it's going to, oh, I failed this thing the last time. If you see it in the exam, you'll be like, oh, I found out this is the answer. This is the answer to the question. I failed this before. Something like that, yeah. And another thing when it has to do with past questions and notes, when you are studying your past questions and you come across questions that you don't know or answers questions that you don't know actually, yeah, the best thing to do is okay, fine, attempt the past questions, fine, finish everything, your marks, get it, but select those questions or asterisk those topics that you feel you don't know so well in your exam. Yeah, I mean in that past question, asterisk those questions and then go back to it, go back to your textbooks and read on it. This is what really helped me in government because I know this government was the only subject or one of the subjects I took seriously. Government and CRS and English. I not read literature because I was scared of it, yeah. But I won't advise you guys to do. I'll go back to the next question, Charles. But still on past questions, this was something I took very seriously in my government. My government, I got 82 over 100 because that's what I already. In fact, my friends were already like, Shalom, you're going to pass this government. Because every single time they passed, I was always reading government. I was always reading my government textbooks. So what I did was, anytime I read through my government past questions and I saw topics that I did not know in that I didn't know let me just pick one. I can't remember anything about government. Let me just pick one. Let's say foreign policy. Yeah, I didn't really know. I didn't really know foreign policy that much. Yeah, or military regime, foreign policy. So when I see questions on foreign policy, I'm like, I don't really know this thing. Oh. But I'm done with the past question, right? I have been able to asterisk those questions I don't know. Then I go back to my textbook. I read foreign policy. I read for like I search so much on it, and then I come back to answer to that question. And like, oh, this is it. This is where I got it wrong. Oh. Yeah, and some questions in past questions are not even correct. I mean, some answers to past questions are not correct. You check two different past questions, you see two different answers. But when you studied, like when you already know the answer from textbooks, or you've already studied that out, you'll be able to discern which is the correct answer. Yeah, that helps too. I didn't say something but I forgot. Do you guys have any questions? Or should I continue with the questions I have? Okay. So that's about past questions and notes though. The next thing I want to talk about is balancing academics with work and other aspects. Because people also came to my DM that it's been stressful for me. I don't really know what to do. Yeah. I don't really know how to balance it and all. My advice for you guys, for those of us that are struggling with this, is still that implementation intention I talked about. Yes, yeah, aside academics, we still have other areas of our lives that we have to focus on. But we need to set a particular time every single day, just a particular time, even if it's just like 2 hours every day, as long as you do it consistently, because consistency is what matters. You're supposed to set a particular time every single day. Okay, this particular time and in this particular place, I'm going to, it doesn't have to be a particular place, sure, but a particular time, by this time I'm supposed to read this subject, and try to make that time a time that nothing else is going to come up. Because somebody talked to me about him having a gig, like he's this drummer guy, so he always has gigs, and anytime he says, okay, by 6 p.m. I'm going to read, they'll call him Alpha guy. Oh, I have this gig. There's this gig. Oh, come and drum. Come and get money. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, and you have to do it. We need money for everything in this life. You know, so you have to go and do it. But nobody can call you for a gig very early in the morning, like around that 5 or 4. Wait till happen. Nobody can. So you need to set time that like nothing else can pierce through that time. If there's a word like that, nothing else can come in during that time. Yeah. And another thing that yeah, someone else also talked to me about church activities and all that. She can plan to read as well by so and so time, but they'll just tell her, oh, there's this program going on in church. Oh, actually, church girl. There's nothing wrong with being a church girl. I'm a church girl as well. Yeah. So there's this program going on. You need to come and check this out and all. Yeah. Just set a particular time. That's just it. Set a particular time that if you nothing is going to intrude during that time. It could be early in the mornings where you feel like not. Although some people have schedules very early in the morning, just set a particular time that is not going to be affected throughout that day. So this has to do with you being honest with yourself, like sitting yourself down and asking yourself questions. Yeah, that will help. Yeah, another thing I got was, how do I study without distractions? How do I study without distractions? Like I said, distractions are very inevitable when it has to do with studying. Yeah, are very, very inevitable. But list out your distractions. List them out. List them out. These are the things that distract me. It could be your thoughts. It could be phone. It could be a novel that you love so much. It could be movies. It could even be a human being. It could be. I was telling you guys in my post-utemi time. Now, guy distracts me. My boy distracts me. So the guy that distracted me. And I know that anytime this guy comes around, I'll not be able to concentrate properly. So what did I do? I had to find a solution to it by leaving that area where I feel that that guy was always going to come. Yeah, like any area that he was going to see me. So I'll have a particular time for myself. See all these things. After distracting you, in the end, the truth is that at the end of these things, like we really don't want this to be a regret. To be regrets, yes, we don't want this to be regrets. So yeah, in as much as these distractions come and all, we should try to set it apart. Yeah, just keep it to one side. Focus for now. Just like focus for now. At the end of jam, like you know that ASU is on strike. We don't even know when they're going to call us back. You have a lot of time to do whatever you want. Nobody's stopping you. Nobody's stopping you. Like when I got admitted into school after my post-UTME time, when I got admitted, um, they admitted us during March. May. It was May that we got admitted. May. And then we stayed though from May to January. January was when we resumed. During those whole periods, we're not moved to do anything. Like there was no reading for us, no stress, no, we were just doing whatever we wanted. We press our phone to whenever. Nobody's going to talk to us. Go and read your book. Go and read your book, because there was nothing to read except the PDFs that they gave to us, which was not compulsory, because when we get to school, teachers are going to explain those things. So we didn't have so much pressure. At the end of this jam, see, let me tell you, you're just going to have to do anything. You even be tired, sef. You be tired, because I know some of the times when you guys do all these things and distract you, you feel somehow guilty, like doing it. I'm not supposed to do it though. I want to do it, that kind of thing. So like you should just try to list out your distractions, set them aside, and then just focus on the prize. Your eyes on the goal, people. Your eyes on the goal. Yeah, enough of wasting of time, enough of um um yeah, enough of just wasting your time, because there's no time to waste time. Jam is ahead May 6. Yeah, there's no time at all. So eyes on the goal, eyes on the prize. It's time for beast mode. That's giving your best. Yeah. And I know it's gonna be hard, but just know that God has you. God has got you. Keep trusting in God. Keep putting everything in God. Because you can't do this on your own. You can't do this on your own. try to normalize asking for grace some of the time. Oh God, please, I need your grace to read. Like, this is not entering. God has a way of also helping you, because all these things I'm saying is not just left for you. God is the major backup. God has always been my major backup, right from my second jam till I gain admission to school. Even up to now, God is still my backup. So rely on God, trust in God, and keep doing your best. I am assuring you, I'm telling you, let me tell you, you can do it. It's not too late, like my last nugget said. It is not too late. You can do it. As long as people have done it, yes, you can do it. As long as I did it, though, because I did not believe this was really going to come this way. Yeah, I believed, but it was shaking. As long as I could, as long as every other person could, you can. Like, you can. They don't have 10 heads. They don't. You are a star. Hmm? According to this tutorial whole thing, to that JAMB student that is currently struggling, you are a star, and nothing can stop your shine except you allow it to. So don't allow it to. Okay? I don't know if you guys have any questions for me, because I've been asking. If you have any questions, write it in the comments so I'll see it. But I've not seen any questions. Yeah. I've not seen any questions. I'll wrap it up. I'll go to my house. We'll ask for questions. I'm going to give like 2 minutes for that. If I don't see anything, then we have to close them, because I don't have any other frequently asked questions. Do I? I don't have any other frequently asked questions. So if you have any questions, 2 minutes and I'm gone. I'm waiting for you guys. Ask for questions, please. It's supposed to be a Q&A session. A Q&A. Ask me and respond to. That's it. I can't see any question. Oh, can anything come out? Okay, sorry, I'm just seeing your question right now. Oh, okay, question from Chisom. Hi Chisom. Thank you for always participating. Yeah. Can anything come that's not in the JAMB syllabus? I don't really think so. I don't, I don't think anything can come that's not in the JAMB syllabus, but it is possible. But it's just going to be like very few, very, very, very few. Just work with what you have anyway. Just work. When I was writing JAMB, anything come out that was not in the syllabus. Nah. It was all in JAMB syllabus. All in JAMB syllabus. Maybe people are going to tell you that some things that come out are not in JAMB syllabus, but even if they do, it's going to be very few. Like very, very tiny. Let's just pray it doesn't come out for you, Sha. But it won't come out. Just work with what you have. That's all JAMB gave to you. So just work with it. Did I answer your question, please? Let me know. Okay, let me move to the next question, Sha. Next question. What would you advise someone who is yet to meet his or her target and the person who spends lots of time studying? Okay. I didn't get that question. What would you advise someone who is yet to meet his or her target? Like your cutoff mark, right? Is that what you mean? Who is yet to meet the cutoff mark, right? Favor Babatunde, are you online? Please, can you explain to me your question? Is that what you mean? Someone that's yet to meet his or her cutoff mark? Okay, all right. Like, okay, let me get that right too. You're trying to meet your cutoff mark. You feel that you've not, like, with the way you've prepared, with the way you've read, you've not gotten that, you've not met up with that cutoff mark. Is that what you mean? Sorry, I'm asking so much questions. I just want to confirm, Sha. Like with the way you've read, with the way you've studied, you don't feel like you are able to meet up with that cutoff mark. Is that what you mean? Favor. Mm, I think we see extra. But if that's what you mean, Sha, I will tell you not to relent. If you make that your goal, like from what I explained in setting realistic goals, goals only become realistic if you back them up. So you need to back your goals with action. Even if you feel like, okay, fine, I have not, okay, you said exactly. Even if you feel fine, I've not met, with the way I'm doing this, I have not met up with my cutoff mark and all, just keep doing it. Keep pushing, don't relent. It's not anybody that's going to tell you that you are not ready for that at all. Just keep doing it, keep pushing. And again, I would like to ask before I conclude this question, what do you feel would make you get up to your cutoff mark? What do you feel? What do you feel are the things that will make you get up to your cutoff mark? Ask yourself, what are those things that will make me get up to my cutoff mark? I'm not telling you to write it down because I think that will take time. Yeah. What do I feel that will make me get up to my cutoff mark? Is it reading? This studying past questions? You're the only one that can answer that question. Only you there. So you need to ask yourself that question and work towards it. Yeah. Work towards that. You can do this anyway. You can. I hope I answered your question. Then you said something like, and the person is spending. Oh, okay, I get your question now. What would you advise someone who is yet to meet his or her target, but the person has been spending lots of time studying? Okay, yeah, I still feel it's still part of what I mean, though. What do you feel would make you get up to that cutoff mark? What do you feel will make you get up to that cutoff mark? What do you think are the things that you're supposed to do? If studying is not like, if reading per se is not really working for you, right? You can try other things like apps. I talked to you guys about an app called SimbiBot, which worked for me. Yeah, and I think there's a free version of it though. It's just like picking out questions from a particular topic. Like if I don't know, okay, government is the only stuff that I think I know for now. I said foreign policy the last time. So if you read a topic, if you read foreign policy, under foreign policy, they have questions attached to it. I don't know if they still. I know there's a free version, but the free version does not review so much. But if you pay for it, I don't know if it's advisable like to pay now that you just fill this to your jam to your exam. But it is anything you just want to do. CB but is highly recommended by me because it really helped me at post-term exams. So under that topic, like foreign policy, it will bring out so many questions, under foreign policy. Yeah, that's in the past question. Instead of you going to your past question to look for questions under foreign policy, yeah, just go and check it out. Like it will bring it out for you and then you solve it. Like it's a more fun way of reading, right? Yeah. Did I answer your question there? Favor, are you still here? Did I answer your question? Just wrap it up, Sha. Just keep doing what you do. Just keep. Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. All right, so the next question. Hey, Laurentia, how do you deal with the issue of fatigue in trying to read? Fatigue as per tiredness. Like you read to the extent that you're tired. I'll just advise you, like I said, set realistic goals, though. I know what works for you. Don't go and do past yourself because everybody say I want to read 8 hours. You be like, let me too. Let me read 8 hours. Don't though. If you've not successfully read 2 hours, if you've not successfully read 1 hour, don't kill yourself. Of course, fatigue is going to come when you've overdone that thing and you don't really know, like it's not entering anymore. Like it's really, really difficult to, it is like to do that. So time yourself appropriate to what works for you. If you've been able to read up to, just start with 1 hour. Start with 1 hour. If you've been able to read successfully for 1 hour without being distracted, of course distractions will come, but like just little by little try to overcome those distractions. If you've done it successfully for 1 hour, reading is just something that if you keep doing it every day, that's why I talked about consistency. If you keep doing it every day, every day, every day, it will become a part of you. You cannot do without reading. You just get to that extent that you cannot do without reading. Yeah, according to what I've heard people say, because yeah, recently I've not been reading so much because I've had a lot on my plate. But I knew that there was a particular time, yeah, that reading was so part of me. I had to do it every day because I knew that if I relent, I was just going to like lose interest in it the way it is for me now. Like I was talking to you guys about something when you had to do with workout. Yeah, when you start, it's going to be so painful, but when you continue, the pains are going to reduce. If you now decide to stop and start again, the pains come back. So, yeah, just keep doing it consistently. The little you can do, the little you can do. Very soon you'll be upgrading. Small. Now become a boss. Did I answer your question, Laurentia? Hi, Laurentia. Are you still here? Did I answer your question? Okay, well, I guess you're not more online. But let me move ahead. How can you get supposed to tell me past questions? Whoa. Don't rush, Chisom. I beg you, don't rush. I need you to focus more on JAMB and Positemi. When you're done with Positemi, when you're done with JAMB, then we can go into Positemi. But if that's just a normal question, though, if you just want to get it, not that you want to study so much on it now, yeah, because there's not much time to waste to go into that, yeah. If you just want to get it, I feel like it's on. How did I get my Positemi pass question? They're selling it. If it's the hard copy, they're selling it. I stay in Lagos, so I bought mine in Moshi Market, University of Ibadan pass question. They're selling it in the market. If you go to bookshops, all these big bookshops, just tell them your school. Yeah, I think you said uni then. I don't know. I can't remember the school you said. Just tell them the school you're in, right? And they'll give you the past question for that. Did I answer your question? Okay. All right. Can JAMB be cancelled in a center if there is a power outage? I've never really heard of that before. But I think so. Yeah, I think so. Yes, because during that time, people were complaining, but it's not in all cases. Oh, sometimes there can be a power outage and nothing happens. That if the exam has already gone so far and then power goes off, all of you are just on your own. So that's why I'm just telling you that the God factor is very, very important. You pray all the time. Even when you enter there, pray on your laptop, pray or be on your system or everything. God, please just take absolute control. When I went for my two of the exams I went to, there was no issue. Not the one that they'll tell you that if you kick your CPU, your monitor will go off. Nothing like that happened. Everything was just fine. I think I started hearing stuff were happening after I'd already finished my own paper and all. So you need to be very, very prayerful. It's not be your portion in Jesus' name, I beg. It's not just be your portion. Amen. Does that answer your question, Chisom? Do I have any other questions, or do I call it a day or a night? Answer your question, Chisom. Amen. All right. Yeah. So I don't think there's any other questions. Are there any other questions? I'll give like a minute for that before I wrap it up. Okay, let me not waste so much of your time. I want to say a very, 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 very big thank you to everybody that participated today. I know some I'm seeing 5. Okay. Margaret Oku. Hi. Well, I just see this now. Hi. 5. So Margaret Oku, Favor, Chisom, and Laurentia. Thank you guys so much for participating. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for coming here to encourage me. Thank you so much. And I pray that And so all the others too, because I know that some people will come back later to watch this video because this is not really a perfect time for them. This wasn't really a perfect time for them. But thank you so much for participating. This is going to be the end of this session. I pray to all JAMB students out there, every JAMB student that encounters this video, every JAMB student that, oh, and Samuel Afia, thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much for participating as well. Yeah, so I want to say, like, to all JAMB students out there, everyone out there, I want you to guys to know that you are a star and nothing can stop your shine. Not your family, not peer pressure, not what people say. Nothing can stop your shine. You are the only one that has the power. So don't give your power to any other thing. Don't give your power to what people say. Don't hold it within you. Believe in yourself, regardless of whatever situation they are facing right now, regardless of all the how hard it's been. Yes, just believe in you and keep pushing ahead, keep pushing forward, keep forging forward. God got you. God is going to help you through it all in Jesus' name. And of course, I'm rooting for you guys. Thank you so much once again. And this is going to be the end of this session. So let me just do a short prayer and end this. Heavenly Father, we thank you so much for bringing us to the end of this whole tutorial program. I thank you for the success. I thank you for how it has been right from the start. I pray that your grace will continue to lead all the JAMB students. I pray that, like, as they go for their exams, which is going to come up May 6th and other days, oh God, I pray that you're going to help them, you're going to favor them, all that they are going to do, you're going to crown all their efforts with success. I pray that you give them the grace to move, to keep studying, to keep pushing, regardless of all the circumstances they are facing, in the mighty name of Jesus. Go and make it. In Jesus' name, amen. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.